Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my CML video for this week. This week actually is more about how my eating disorder played a role in finding my CML. I do want to start off with a trigger warning, just for those who are sensitive to the topic of an eating disorder. I'm in no way, shape, or form promoting any behaviors of eating disorders. This is not a pro-ana video, and just proceed with caution if you are struggling with those feelings, but I do want to reassure that this is in no way, shape, or form promoting an eating disorder. So basically, when I was 16, I believe, in junior in high school, I started feeling a little insecure about my body, and as a result, I started restricting. Meaning I wouldn't eat as much. I was counting calories. I was just very obsessed with how I looked, which is a common problem for people at that age, especially during high school, where, your bodies are changing and, you start having relationships and, it's just a stressful time in general. But as time went on, I started losing weight, and it got to the point where we decided it wouldn't be a bad idea to talk to a nutritionist. So I did get some help. I believe it was towards the end of my junior year. I saw a nutritionist. It was excellent, and she helped me make meal plans, and I was never underweight. I was never truly, sick. But for clinical purposes, it was diagnosed as anorexia nervosa. So it was pretty under control for that, for the rest of my high school career. When I went away to college, I went to school 6 hours away up in Rochester. I did make plans with the nurse on campus just to keep an eye, make sure, I'm stable and, just check in, make sure I have a good grip on my eating disorder and the thoughts that come with it. So, between the stress with school and relationships and everything, some of those behaviors started coming back. And around this time is when stuff with my CML started kind of peeking its head out, where I had the recurring sinus infections and antibiotics and, just seeing a specialist out there trying to get an answer to why my lab work was abnormal. So with all of that going on, we decided that it was best to medically withdraw from school and just seek help again for my eating disorder. And it was the best decision we could have made. It really helped. And while I was receiving treatment, that's when as I mentioned in the first video, that's when I got pneumonia out of nowhere. And from that point on, when I was released from the treatment for my eating disorder, I went to see the hematologist, oncologist by May. And the reason why the eating disorder played a large role in the diagnosis is because if I never went to get the help that I did, I don't think I would have found out how abnormal my lab work was. Granted, the pneumonia probably would have happened either way, if I was home or in school or wherever, but I don't think it would have been as paid closely attention to as it was, and it's kind of interesting how that works out. Some of the weakness I was feeling was kind of brushed off as to my body getting used to eating again and, kind of readjusting my metabolism, but now that we, think about it, we realize that it actually was the CML. So that's kind of how my eating disorder played a role in finding my CML. I'm controlled now. My eating is balanced now, and I'm stable. That's the word I was looking for. And it's good. And at first, I was a little hesitant about sharing this because eating disorders are a very controversial topic, and it can be very triggering for a lot of people, even to just hear certain words, which is why I emphasized in the beginning that I am no way promoting any type of eating disorder. But in a way, I'm grateful, not only because it helped me pay more attention to my health, but I believe everything happens for a reason, and the fact that it got worse at that moment in time, and the fact that I found my CML, I just think that's so much of a coincidence that there's just a weird connection between it. But I'm also grateful for everybody who helped me during that time, especially, my parents, my friends, support system, and of course the professionals that helped me. So if you are struggling with an eating disorder, reach out to somebody. They will help you, and just try not to ignore your body. If it's telling you something, most of the time it's something that you need to know, obviously. So that actually was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. That was the main topic that I had planned for tonight. I do want to share that my personal group, Kat's Journey Through CML, now has 62 members. So yay, thank you everybody. Feel free to spread the word, the more the merrier. And my private group, I believe, for caretakers and pediatrics is up to 30, if I'm not mistaken. Last week's video got a little over 350 views, so that's really awesome. I appreciate the love and support. If anybody has any other questions or wants to know, in detail about, like, my health and the next steps, feel free to reach out or leave a comment. Again, I don't really have much of a health update besides next week I go to Sloan to get my PCR checked, and hopefully it's not over that 0.1% threshold, but if it is, I most likely will have to go back on chemo. So I will keep everybody updated. As you can see, I just came back from my shift at my ambulance corps. So, thank you everybody for watching. I'll keep everybody posted, and as I always say, do what you think you can do. Bye everybody.